She fired at a rescue helicopter over my backyard, and now she's looking at 20 years in federal prison. It started just like any other chaotic day in our HOA-run neighborhood. I was fixing the backyard gate that Karen's overgrown hedge had smashed during last week's windstorm because, of course, she refused to trim it. That's when I heard the distinct hum, low and steady, of a helicopter getting closer. I looked up and saw the red and white chopper hovering directly above my backyard. It was a search and rescue unit. I knew that because I used to fly for one. A child had gone missing in the nearby woods. The rescue team was scanning the area using thermal imaging. I waved up at them just out of habit. That's when Karen came stomping out of her back door, holding something in her hands. At first I thought it was binoculars, but no. It was a rifle. And before I could even say a word, she aimed straight up and fired. The chopper swerved hard. I froze. Then came the sirens, blaring from 2 different directions. Karen didn't flinch. She screamed over the fence at me. "They're trespassing on HOA airspace." I warned them. "HOA airspace? What even is that?" I ducked behind the shed as she waved her gun again. Within minutes, 2 black SUVs roared down the street, no lights, no markings. These weren't local cops. They were federal agents. They swarmed her property, weapons drawn. Karen didn't even try to run. She was too busy yelling about bylaws and no-fly zones. But when they cuffed her and read the charges, I felt it. Attempted assault on a federal rescue aircraft, interfering with emergency operations, unlawful discharge of a firearm in a residential zone. And then came the line that gave me chills. "This is a federal offense. You're facing 20 years minimum." I didn't say a word. I didn't need to. Because I'd already warned her 100 times this wasn't her kingdom. And today, she found out the hard way. You don't mess with people's lives. And you definitely don't shoot at helicopters. She was gone, but the aftermath had just begun. Within hours, our neighborhood was crawling with news vans, reporters, and blacked-out SUVs. Karen's house was taped off like a crime scene, and the HOA board was in full panic mode. You'd think they'd distance themselves from her. But nope, they tried to spin the story. One board member actually said on live TV, Ms. Karen was simply trying to protect HOA airspace rights. HOA airspace rights. The internet went insane. Memes exploded. Hashtags like HOA Air Force and No-Fly Karen trended by nightfall. But while the world laughed, I wasn't laughing. I was bracing myself, because I knew what was coming next. Karen may have been arrested. This was just the beginning. Watch the full HOA Karen story in my long video. Link is in the description.